to Souls Unshaken. As always, I'm Jonah. That's my mother.
Welcome back to our kitchen table. I'm Mama Z. That's my son, Jonah.
Welcome back to the kitchen table. So I've been meaning to ask, how are you lately, just in general?
How much time do you have? I'm feeling overwhelmed. I think that's the correct word to use.
Today or in general?
In general. It's been a long moving. And I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about the preparation, the planning, the mental, the physical, this spiritual, emotional.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. Usually I'm strong, but there were moments where I wanted to cry. Or even, I don't know.
That's okay, though, you know? You don't always have to be strong. I'm certainly not. It certainly has been an ordeal we've been through this past, would have been a year by now, actually. So we've been at this for over a year now, pretty much nonstop.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
Well, I would say for me, maybe 6 months. But for you, I know you're going to say, oh, wait, that didn't start just. That didn't start by trying to come to Portugal. It's been like your entire life you've been moving, which is true.
It's true. I haven't lived in, 4 years was the longest I can remember living in a single place. It's been kind of strange in that way. Never really. I've gotten used to moving, I think, and I'm kind of proud of that. We didn't really have one single hometown for me, at least that I would name if you were to ask me. Mm-hmm. And at first, when I was a kid, of course, I used to be angry about that all the time. It was always the number one complaint. My parents make me move, right?
And blame everybody.
Yeah. But I've adapted to it, and I've become more adaptable as a person in general.
Yeah. I remember when you first said that at, I want to say 6th grade.
It must have been 6th grade.
After the complaining a lot, like, I can't have friends, like, from the time I'm growing up to the time I'm done with high school or whatever. It's like I'm constantly leaving my friends behind. And I always have to say to you, well, if friends are your friends, no matter where you go, they'll always be your friend. Of course, it's not the same as physically being there. I get it. But you were born in a family that loved that is very adventurous.
We're nomads.
Totally. What were they used to gypsies? They used to say there was gypsies before there were nomads. Gypsies used to move a lot.
Oh, they did used to say that, didn't they?
Yeah. So, but going back to the overwhelming feeling, there has been moments where I felt like you highlighted last time we were here that loneliness.
Yeah.
So that overwhelming feeling came from the fact that there is no support. I'm talking about like your dad. So usually he was the one who carried all kinds of stuff. Like he'd take care of the, logistics, and he decides all these things, and then we just discuss as a family, but really he's the one who used to. Now I find myself I have to do every single thing.
Sorry about that.
And I'm able to handle it because I think I'm good at things like that.
You got really good at it.
I get exhausted too, because sometimes emotionally I just like, I want to cry on somebody's shoulder, but I don't have that, So there's been moments where that was kind of hard when I go to sleep and I just want to cry, curl up in a pillow and cry, but I had to get up and get out of that and keep my head straight up to do stuff. And the idea of having the time zone so totally different, when our immigration attorneys at the office.
That was a difficult
That
one.
was hard because then at 4 a.m. I'm up, talking to them. And being up talking to them on a video means I have to take a shower. I have to put on makeup on. I can't show up in a PJ because it's a video call. So like if the appointment is at 4 a.m. for my time, that means I'm up at 3 a.m., right? And that means I'm up at 3 a.m., have to be like my brain focused.
You've got to be ready and presentable.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't mind doing it because I was excited with the end results. And also knowing that there was expertise guiding us, which was
They've been such a huge help.
Such huge help. In every little question I had, they're always there. Sometimes it seems so mundane, but nothing is too small or too big. There's a question. And that's been so helpful for that. But so they took care of all of these other things, but then the emotional toll, the emotional drain. And I know that I felt that, and I know you felt it too.
Oh, it was bad for me. I can't even imagine how much harder it was for you. It's like, especially on the subject of missing dad, right? It's like for me, dad was like an angel, not necessarily the nicest or sweetest angel.
I was gonna roll my eyes on that.
But an angel in the sense that it didn't matter what was wrong. When he showed up, especially when I was a kid, when he arrived on the scene, whatever was happening, whatever was wrong, you already knew it was going to be fixed.
That's for sure. Sorry, Dad, I didn't mean to rain on your parade on that. I know you were an angel in fixing things, not so much in. Okay. But you're right. He always was one of those guys, right? When things are not right, you know that as soon as you see him,
He's got it.
he got it. And he wouldn't rest until he got it. Even if it means he'll bulldoze everything in front of him to
As soon
get
as he
it
shows
done.
up, you can just lay back.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, step back, not just
Get out of his way.
Step back, get out of his way. Don't tell him what. Don't tell him to tone it down. Don't tell him to do nothing because he gotta fix that. And I used to be shocked when I first met him how he would, when we go to the hotel, if there was the slightest thing unsatisfactory in his travels, right? He would be like at the front desk telling them this needs to be fixed now, not 2 hours later. And it needs to be this and this and this. And all the time we'll end up in the best room, upgrade, blah, blah, blah. And I used to say to him, those guys are also just workers? He says, yeah, that's exactly it. They are workers. They need to make it work. And then I'll say, you could just use a little nice tone, kind of. But that actually did work because he took that and ran with it. And from then onwards,
He was a critic in everything, which isn't to say that he complained about everything, but his standards were always very high because he cared about it so much.
Yeah, very high.
If he complained about something, it's not because he didn't like it so much as he did like it, wanted it to be the best it could be. And it was when you taught him how to do that, yes, but also to be kind and compassionate about it, that he really just evolved in that sense.
And we used to say you can win a lot of bees
with honey rather than vinegar.
Exactly. And that became his way, and which was beautiful to see because the more he did that, the more favor.
When I was growing up, it was the one thing I could always rely on about him when I was growing up, when I was small, was he could appeal to a person's humanity like nobody else could.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
It's what made him good at everything he did. He wasn't necessarily the most skilled in that field. He wasn't necessarily the best equipped, but he knew how to appeal to people's humanity. He knew how to make people know they were seen.
Yeah, he sees you.
He sees you.
Not what packages you.
Exactly.
And that is God.
Yeah.
Because isn't the word tells us that God sees you inside, not what you look like outside? I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but there's a word like that.
No, it's true though.
And that's how we should strive to become, to see each other, humanity in each other rather than what you, so then if you come and you show up in a fancy car, then I'm going to like grovel, right? Or wearing expensive clothes, or maybe we know your name, but then you treat another person like dirt,
Exactly.
right? Yet you call yourself the believer. And I don't necessarily think you have to be a believer to treat another human being as a human.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with your belief system. It has to do with morality and humanity.
Exactly.
That we have to learn to be kind towards each other. All right, we do it. I want to go back to the to the idea that how did we come out? What helped us, rather? What helped us when we felt drained and overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted? What was the thing that helped you?
Before that thing would have been Dad, like we've been discussing. I really do miss him. But now it's creature comforts. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm up to my limit, I need a day off, just a whole day I can spend doing nothing. And in that day, I'm gonna play cute or cozy video games. I'm gonna catch up on peaceful, calm shows I like, or maybe not necessarily calm, but like I said, wholesome. That's better. I'm just gonna be.
Right.
Like I said, my tolerance for like doing stuff is kind of fragile. I can't chain a whole bunch of things together. So taking that time to just be, to just exist without anything on the schedule, that's really important to my healing,
Your well-being.
my well-being. Fortunately, thanks to you, I've had plenty of opportunities. As much as we've been busy, you've always given me time to rest when you can tell I need it. And I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Did this feeling start now, after we moved, or just before we moved, or?
Years.
Don't get me started.
Exactly. I've always needed to relax when I've hit my limit for stuff to do. But in particular, feeling a lack of being settled, that's been going on really since Dad passed.
I agree.
Not necessarily because he passed, though that was a big part of it, but just because, for me especially, because I've technically moved more than you did in that time. I must have moved locations, living situations, 4 or 5 times since late 2023? Leaving the town I went to high school in, Chatham, New Jersey. Leaving Chatham, New Jersey to go to Japan.
No, Kingston.
Oh, you know what? We went to Kingston first. Leaving Chatham to go to Kingston, New York. Leaving Kingston, New York to go to Japan, Tokyo specifically. Leaving Tokyo, which I was supposed to do for a full 4 years, but I just couldn't. I was too depressed, really. Leaving Tokyo to go back to Kingston. In less than a year, leaving Kingston to go to San Francisco, or San Mateo, I suppose. And now leaving San Mateo to come here to Portugal. Though that last one at least has been a happy thing.
At least. Feeling of being surrounded by boxes?
Yes. We only really started packing our stuff to come to Portugal. What was it? Must have been September or October. But I've had a lot of my belongings just packed in boxes since 2023. originally, the plan was to move to Kingston, unpack everything there. But I could already tell at the time we weren't staying in Kingston long.
Oh, because Dad had gone.
Because Dad had gone.
Yes.
So I didn't bother unpacking anything from my room that I packed in Chatham by the time we got to Kingston. Because I thought, well, I'm just going to go to Japan anyway.
That's
I don't
right.
really need this right now. I'll do it when I come back. And then I come back, I realize, well, we're just going to move someplace else anyway. So I don't really need to unpack these right now. I'll just do it when we get to wherever we're going and we're settled, and then I'll do it.
But when we got there,
Then we got to California. Oh, man. Already, the first place we moved into was completely unsatisfactory.
but we didn't move.
Well, we didn't move. The first place we were originally to move into, completely unsatisfactory. I find it a merciful thing, perhaps, that all of our furniture came late.
Yes, because that was going to be really hard. There was like
That was going to be hard.
neighbors at your window. It was weird.
It was not really a very safe neighborhood we'd picked for ourselves. So we moved from there very quickly into a safer neighborhood in the same area, but because of that, so much more expensive. Because it's California, of course it's expensive. And from day one, that was already putting the stress on you, understandably. So I knew from that moment, well, we're not going to stay here that much longer. So I didn't unpack the boxes there either.
You mean protested because literally I asked you for months.
You did, and I actively protested. I was being stubborn about it because I was being defiant. We're just going to move anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's
Turns
the
out.
truth. I was right about that. And I didn't want to get overly comfortable and attached to that room that I was in. Even here, I'm sure this won't be our final destination by a long shot, though it's certainly somewhere I can think more of as home. But all that being said, I've been overwhelmed and stressed out and feeling like I'm kind of stuck in a transitionary period for quite a while now.
Yeah, I am sorry
It's not your fault.
that has been a thing, and the transitional has been real. To be surrounded by boxes all the time. I know what helped me during times of difficulty, but I want to know what helped you. Besides the day where you don't do nothing.
It's true.
Is there people? Is there...
Absolutely.
What would have been something or someone who just kind of help you?
So it's like I've felt for quite a while as though I were waiting at a bus stop, but the bus never comes. And someone who's been really helpful in that was one of the members of my friend group who happens to live in California, one of my buddies. Their name is Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Say hi to Penny for me. And everyone else, but primarily the dog. And what Jack would do was, I met Jack for the first time in Japan. We became friends very quickly. Neither of us wanted to, but you and Jack's
his mom
mom both pushed us together, and it ended up being for the better. But what he'll do is, when I'm waiting there at that bus stop and the bus doesn't come, Jack comes and waits next to me for a while.
Aww.
And I really can't express how valuable that simple thing has been. And, oh man, I'm getting emotional. I do really miss them.
Oh.
It was the first time in a very long time that I've been able to be in physical company with one of my friends with any frequency.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
Deep breath.
Soon. We'll meet up again soon.
Yeah.
Really, all of my friends, though, have been helpful.
Online.
Even if the rest of them were only online. They've all done so much for me. And they continue to do so much for me. Even if there are moments where I don't really deserve it, I'm not always the greatest friend. Nate, I give you way too much crap. I apologize. I'm not going to stop doing it. It's funny, but I do apologize. But
What about Israel?
And Azriel and Goose and Tony and all of you really just mean the world to me. You are my world in a lot of ways. And Lem and Hope and Sebastiano, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm very lucky to have you, and I really haven't always been worthy of that. Thanks for sticking by me. They're always there when I need them to be. And even when they can't be there, they still are somehow, you know? Like when Dad died.
Yeah.
Remember how Lem and Hope pulled up? They stayed for a week, both of them.
I know, that was amazing.
Lem even longer. And they didn't have to do that at all, especially Hope, who was busy with classes at the time.
That was amazing, guys. Seriously.
I really can't overstate that. Thank you. So I haven't always had a long-standing group of friends. I only even met my main group in high school. And I only even became friends with those particular people of that group because, like I said, the group has shrunk since then. I've only even been friends with those particular people for, I suppose it was sophomore year. And
You was freshman when you first met.
It was freshman when I joined the group, but it was sophomore when I became friends with the people that are now still in the group, you know? And really, I mean, like I can't say it enough. I appreciate you. Thank you. But it's been like that for you too.
Thank you, guys. Well, yeah. So for me, in the absence of Dad, who was
Your rock.
my rock, your rock,
Our rock.
there's this huge gap that cannot be filled. But God seemed to provide a friend or friends to just be a tip at the door, so that when you feel so overwhelmed and you just like, I do not know what to do, you want to fall apart and cry, there's a friend who just calls you or just send you a small text. And it makes you feel like, oh man, thank you, right? It might seem such a small thing, but at that present moment, it happened. It's exactly what you needed, even you didn't know that's what you needed. Because I loved listening to you and Jack laughing and goofing around so much, even if I didn't have a friend at the moment.
So loud. I do apologize.
It's okay. It was fun to listen to it. And because I knew you were happy. I knew Jack was happy. But when that happened, Jack came with his mom, Lori, whom we both met in Japan. And both Lori and I, hi Lori, we love you, knew that these kids are so similar. We're like, oh my God, I could have gave birth to Jack. And she'll say the same thing about you because you're so similar. And we knew that if you became friends, that's what you needed.
Jack and I are like each other, but in different fonts.
I understand. And then, so Lori became that friend, instant friend, when we moved to California. That was just there all the time. And she doesn't mind driving an hour and a half coming to us, which I do not like driving. So she never says, I'm the only one who drives. She was just like, I know.
She's a very
You're the
gracious
princess. I'm gonna come to you. She'll tease me like that, and she will always come. And then when it was time to pack, she's like
She's a hard
powerhouse.
worker, real hard worker.
Powerhouse, and it's almost like you put batteries on her because she's nonstop. And I'm like, I can't keep up with this girl. But when she comes, there's so much difference in terms of boxes there.
So much gets
organized. We worked with her on organizing our storage, moving things out, taking things to give away, putting things back, wrapping our art,
Oh,
putting
I still
back.
remember those
My
storage
God,
units.
so much work that she helped me do. I was not going to be able to cope. I know that much.
I wasn't really going to be of much meaningful help to you at the time.
I needed power.
Which I do apologize for.
I need power, and she was there all the time. But that means every time I needed help like that, there was that friend. So thank you, Lori. And she did that even when her mom was sick. She still gave herself. She should have been all about her mom, and she still came and gave herself. Thank you so much.
That's irreplaceable.
Yeah, yeah. In New York, I had other friends. I had Nate's mom. Thank you, Andre. Always show up. She did the same thing, pack, unpack.
Thanks to Nate for that matter.
Yes, mom and son friends, yeah. Thank you for that help. And in New Jersey, I had my two friends, Jessica and Jen. Thank you, girls.
I teach.
Thank you so much. And those two, when Jeff passed, my God, and Andre, they were just there so much and carried us and carried us
They
and carried us.
on their shoulders.
And I want to remember one friend, there was short friendship, but that's the time when your grandpa, Bob, was dying. She was there. She was there. Anna Marie.
Yes.
Thank you. You were there for me when I was alone on Thanksgiving. You stay with me. Thank you so much. With that, I want to say that then now in this, it seems like in every area, right? From New Jersey to New York, from New York to California, there has been somebody
There's
or
always been
some
something.
people who had been there to help us when we feel lost, when we feel like giving up, when we feel like confused or lonely even, mostly lonely. Yeah, right. And then so I'm so grateful to them because God is not going to show up physically like he used to do with the pillar of fire and a cloud. He uses people.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's family. And in California, Grandma has been there supporting us and encouraging us all the time. Even though she knew she was going to be left behind by herself, we knew that we were going to miss her for that, but she wanted to make sure that you are in particular safe from all the nonsense that's going on in the States.
Grandma, we're safe now.
Thank you, Grandma Janus. Thank you so much. We are safe. And then on the other side of where I come from in South Africa, my sisters, both my older sister, Buhle, she's been praying for me, and my nieces and my nephews, praying for us, encouraging us, advising us. My younger sister, TJ, and our cousin, Chloe, thank you with your husband. You've been such a rock. Prayerful warrior. Whenever you need a prayer, that's a girl to look for. Hit me up, I'll give you the information. But she's been so wonderful. In fact, with her, she's helped us also come closer to God. Because she'll always say one thing, hey guys, I can pray for you, but you got to learn how to pray. And Jonah and I didn't pray together as a family. I used to go in my bedroom to pray. He'll go to his own to pray, but we started praying together.
I was about to sleep.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. We started praying together, and it was kind of like unusual. But the more we did it, it felt like we needed that.
It felt natural.
Yeah, especially because we're struggling. For me, particularly between the months of November to February,
It was bad.
I was so tired of waiting. I was like, come on, Portugal.
For me, like I said last time, I think I was just fine, right? With that waiting period. More time to do nothing for me.
For me, I'm like, let's go.
But I'd gotten used to standing at the bus stop, right? That's not something you were able to do very easily.
No. It was hard for me. It was hard. I needed that visa to come through. I needed my passport to come back.
You need motion.
And I need to move. And I didn't know what to do with myself. It's like, so I'm packing and so then you want to mention something about how much shopping I did instead of getting rid of things, which I did, by the way. I was getting rid of things and then shopping. I was getting rid of
So many times we downsized our personal belongings. And every time it would be a bit of a fight with me particularly.
Because you don't want to let go of stuff.
I don't want to let go of stuff. I am already awful at letting go of things. But then, like, every 2 months, it'd be like, hey, we got to downsize.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, it was for a reason. But for me, I'm sitting here thinking, I've already been downsizing.
God, we've been downsizing for months and years.
Months and years, really,
actually,
years.
To be honest.
And then, every now and again, we get a knock at the door, and there'd be like 18 boxes of stuff there.
I know.
And I'm sitting there going,
I know. What are these boxes? It's like it's boxes to pack boxes. And then within the boxes to pack boxes, there's like 10 deodorants and 10 soaps. You're like,
because
Mom,
we couldn't get the stuff we liked in Portugal.
Mom, you don't need this stuff. Surely Portugal have deodorant and soaps. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I already learned that Amazon doesn't deliver this particular soap or this particular deodorant. Oh, by the way, if they do, it's super expensive. So maybe we're just going to hold everything for the entire year.
Oh, goodness. You know, that was actually one of the struggles coming here was we'd gotten so many, like, soaps and stuff. Because, like
it
we
was
just
so
said,
heavy.
They didn't have the brands that we really needed here. That, like, one of our bags for traveling that we had to lug around the airports with us
So heavy.
was just full of soap and deodorant. And it was so stupid heavy.
I know.
And it was more bags than we had hands for. It was like 7 bags between the two of us.
10.
10. It was 10 bags. And
you kept saying, Mom, you don't need to bring all of this stuff. And I'm like insisting it has to happen.
we were both being stubborn about it, just in
Yeah.
opposite directions.
Yeah. You had things you insisted you needed, but for me, it was just like, I get it. Maybe that was silly. Like I said, I'm fond of foolishness. You said, it's like, now I look back and think, maybe not.
Maybe not.
But at the moment, it makes sense to me.
At the moment, it mattered
It
to
makes
you,
sense. But here's the thing, though. That was a moment of waiting for me, see?
yeah.
So, and that activity was just so important because it kept me like, I'm planning.
It's
right?
all you have.
I am planning. I'm planning. Soap is needed. You know, what else cannot ship, from Amazon to Portugal? I'm like, yeah. So then I plan how many can I carry? Of course, find out one block of that soap is so heavy on its own. It's like a brick.
This is why you got to have like a dog or something.
I need a dog. I need plants to fuss over and a dog.
Because you're the type of person who's best when you're executing a project.
That's true.
It's one of your many talents that I wish I inherited. It's a really beautiful thing to watch you in action. But it also means when you don't have a project to work on, you go stir crazy.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So that segue to getting here, right? With the soaps, deodorants, coffee, as if now that I learned that coffee in Portugal is the best coffee I've ever drank.
It's so much better
Quite
here.
frankly, I'm looking at the coffee I hold all the way, and I'm thinking how foolish that was. You did say something about it, but of course I wasn't ready to listen. So tell me about our challenge when we got to the airport.
Oh, man. That was maybe around 24 hours of travel. To me, partly because of the time zones throwing me off.
Also, we didn't sleep
But
for
also-
the next 2 days before. We didn't sleep, yeah.
Partly because of the time zones throwing me off, partly because we've been busy for weeks at that point already. But that whole airport ordeal felt like 3 days for me.
I'll say 4.
Like 4 days, 4 days. And it starts off already off to a shaky start because we've got 10 bags to figure out how to move around.
Yeah.
And mind you, 2 of those 10 bags aren't even bags. They're cardboard boxes
Yeah, computer and...
because of my computer. And We're like, okay, all right, what are we gonna do? If we get 2 trolleys, maybe we can load each of them up and we can push them. But wait, no, the trolleys still don't have enough room.
Yeah.
So we've got to like put suitcases on top of the trolley itself, like the handle.
Yeah.
And we finally navigate our way. We embark on the epic and perilous quest of going from the front door to the reception desk.
That alone.
That alone. And we check in those 10 bags, minus whatever it is we were carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And we breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. Okay, all right. Now we just go through security. Now we just get on the plane. That part was pretty smooth. That part was okay.
Mm.
So we go from SFO, San Francisco Airport.
Well, I have to say that I paid an arm and a leg for that luggage.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
We go from SFO to Frankfurt, Germany. And mind you, not only was that a long flight and a flight that was difficult for me to sleep on, you didn't really eat anything either.
The food was nasty.
But you gotta eat it.
It was bad. You didn't like it. Did you eat? I don't remember seeing you eat.
I didn't like it, but I did finish the food.
Yeah, it was nasty. I couldn't believe it. Like, you go to a club. You think a club is something, right? You go to a club, you expect.
Waiting room club
Yeah,
thing.
you're expecting a little bit of us. Disappointed. I was like, wow, what a letdown that was.
But
I ate on the plane though.
you ate a little on the plane. So we get on the plane. You eat a little, but really not enough. You go to sleep pretty quickly. I, foolishly,
Stayed up
playing. It must have been Fire Emblem. I was playing Fire Emblem. I wanted to play Batman, which is what I was about to say. I didn't have it installed. I was playing Fire Emblem. 3 houses specifically for the gamers out there. I've been doing Edelgard's route. It's fun. A little crazier than I thought, but fun. Anyway, we get off that plane. We go through the Frankfurt airport. Very long airport.
Wow,
Lot
what a
of walking.
walk. We tired. It's hot.
It's hot there, first of all. It's unusually hot there. Or perhaps that's usual in Germany. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not at all what I expect. It's
in beginning of spring. I was
in
surprised.
the beginning of spring in Germany. I thought it would have been colder. Maybe Frankfurt's just one of those regions.
We dressed warm because we were coming from California. San Francisco's a little colder than others. Yeah.
It's a little colder. And anyway, we go on that long walk. We realize they're moving around what terminal our flight to leave to Portugal is at. They're changing the terminal as we're walking around 3 separate times. And not only are they changing what terminal it's at, we can't even see it on the board most of the time.
Exactly.
Because there's more flights than there were spaces on the board. So we'd have to wait for it to come around.
Like this much. It's like you can actually add more. It's
you can
okay.
make the board
It's
bigger.
all right. It's like, what the?
So a whole fiasco of trying to figure out what gate we're even supposed to be at. Almost even missing our flight. We only figured out where we were supposed to be about 20 minutes before they started boarding. And we go, all right, finally we're on the plane. We're going to Lisbon. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. Start of a new life.
Yeah.
So foolishly again, because it is daytime in Frankfurt, Germany, I don't sleep at all, even though it's the middle of the night for my body. I think, no, it's fine. I can handle it. I can tough it out.
It was only 3 hours anyway.
It was only a 3-hour flight anyhow. So we go from Frankfurt to Lisbon. Again, you don't eat on the flight. You actually skip your meal entirely this time.
Did I fall asleep? I think I slept. I was really tired.
So we get to Lisbon. Oh, man. First of all, we haven't seen an airport that busy since the one in Newark. It was, I mean, obviously, it's a capital city. Of course it's busy. But, see, thinking ahead about stuff like that isn't necessarily my strong suit. So I get there, I'm surprised. Everybody's just going everywhere in every direction. People not even looking out for where they're going.
Yeah, madness.
Fortunately, we've learned since New York how to walk through a crowd full of people that aren't looking where they're going.
Don't look up.
We know how to do it. Even if we haven't for a while.
Keep your eyes down. Look at your feet. Keep moving.
We know how to do it. And so we get from the gate we came out of, we get to the baggage. Like, all right, we still have more luggage than we have space on these trolleys. Mm-hmm. But whatever, we've already done this once. We can figure it out again. We got someone to help us last time. Maybe we can do it this time. Mm-hmm. So we're standing there. Our luggage is coming by. We get 8 pieces of luggage. I think, okay, now we just wait for the other 2. That being the boxes my computer was in. And we're standing there, and the boxes aren't coming by. And everyone from our gate has already gotten their stuff and left at this point. Mm. And I'm getting a little nervous.
Because that's your computer.
That's my computer, man. All my stuff is on there. It's like my one thing. That's not true. I have a lot of things, but I am very attached to that computer. Anyway, eventually we accept, okay, wherever that computer is, it's not on this belt. Mm. We got to figure out where it is. So we use 3 trolleys because we can't get anybody to help us push yet this time. We use 3 trolleys to kind of shuffle our way over to the side. Mm-hmm. It's like we were playing leapfrog because we'd have to push 2 of the trolleys, go back and get the 3rd one. And we just do that until we got out of the way. And you went off to look for where the boxes were. Mm-hmm. Now I'm standing there. I'm getting nervous. I'm terribly sleep deprived at this point.
Overwhelmed.
Already overwhelmed. Mm. It's hot because we dressed warmer than we needed to. Everything. And what must have been maybe 5 minutes of me standing there felt like 3 years. I felt like I'd grown a full beard in that time. Someone passed by, be like, "Hey, where's your mom?" Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I used to dream of the day she'd come back. But about 5 minutes pass. Not only are you back with the boxes, you figured out where they were. Mm-hmm. You've gotten someone to come help us with the trolleys too. Which really excellent work there.
Thank you.
You have become just like Dad in that aspect. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is, you can always find someone to help us out. I see him and you in that way.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you to that.
Really, you've become a lot like him.
I had to step up.
You did, and you did. You did it exceedingly well.
Thank you.
So, this very kind gentleman helps us out by pushing that 3rd trolley so we don't have to leapfrog the trolleys out of the airport. And we go through customs. We remember sort of in the back of our minds, we're supposed to get a declaration of entry for our documents. We have no clue where we're supposed to do that. So we go through customs, we go through the nothing to declare line, which ends up being a mistake.
I think that was actually the correct way because we were supposed to go to the police station. In fact, that's what they was told, except for we didn't know where was that police station.
Because we didn't know that.
Yeah, which is another run around looking for that.
So we get through customs. We realize, wait, where do we get that declaration of entry signed? We still need to do that. Someone goes, "Oh, the police station." Well, there's some police right outside. How convenient. So I wait with the stuff. You go and do that. You come back. Turns out, no dice. They said we're supposed to do it at the hotel. We go, okay, well.
The hotel did it for us eventually, yeah, so that was good.
We go, all right, well, let's get a taxi, get out of here. Getting a taxi is also an ordeal, it turns out. But a very kind young woman goes above and beyond in helping us out. Secures a taxi for us and holds it for as long as we need it while you were going to ask the police where we needed to get that declaration. And finally, all three of us with the young woman get the baggage loaded into the car. We get in the car, we're off. Now I'm thinking this place looks a little different than I was expecting it to. I'm overwhelmed. We've been at it nonstop for weeks at this point. You're hungry.
I was so hungry.
I've been eating, but I am terribly sleep deprived. I could fall asleep standing. Meanwhile, you, because you didn't really eat, you're starving right now. So we get back to the hotel. We go up to our rooms. We just kind of collapse. Very lovely hotel. Really lovely hotel staff. What was the name of it? Britannia Art Deco?
Yeah.
Hotel Britannia Art Deco.
There you go. Very beautiful. Shout out to you guys.
Big shout out. Very beautiful hotel. And very beautiful people. Thank you. And like I said, I'm so tired I could fall asleep standing up. And you're so hungry you could eat an entire cow by yourself. Those two things aren't mixing right now.
No.
All you want to do is go get some food. All I want to do is sleep.
Yeah.
So you come and get me, and we go downstairs. All right, is there any like food this place serves? No, maybe not. It's a little different than that. Okay, so maybe are there any restaurants nearby? But as you're asking all this, I'm still so tired I could almost faint right here. So eventually, it's like, okay, all right. We'll just have some tea. We'll just have a little snack. Then we'll go back up to the room. But that doesn't really satisfy you. You're still hungry. But like we've said, I'm so tired I could faint at that point. So the service, they do something very kind for us. The man who was working at that moment, at a very late hour to accommodate us. 10 p.m. makes some very beautiful sandwiches for us, a little bit of soup to go with it, brings it upstairs, and while I'm sleeping, she gets to eat.
I ate that soup like I drank it. I was so hungry.
And even I was pretty famished once I did wake up, maybe 3-4 hours later. So wake up 3-4 hours later, I eat a little bit, I go back to my room. Okay, finally. We're good. Everything's good. We made it.
We made it.
It was a little bit of a nightmare, but we're good. We survived. First world problems, all of them. We're fine.
It builds character.
It builds character.
Yeah. At the end, what we're trying to share this story, it might seem like a long story, but the reason why we wanted to share this story was to say, in all, you're looking forward to something beautiful.
Exactly.
But in that, getting to that,
it's not all roses.
It's not all roses and flowers. And there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be a moment where you're like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Maybe this is a sign. I don't need to do this. Let me give up or whatever. But Dad used to say something to us all the time. We are not quitters. In fact, Grandma says that a lot also. We, the Suttons, we are not quitters. So
one of Grandma's favorite phrases is, get it together. Get a grip.
Jeff loved to say that. That's what she says, my mom used to say, this is hilarious.
Get a grip.
Get a grip.
And we got a grip.
We got a grip, that's for sure. We didn't fall apart. We didn't give up.
She's right. She was right. Yeah, we got a grip.
We're not quitters, just like Dad would say. And there were moments where you like question yourself, like, but why? Why are we doing this in the end? But the thing is, for you, I think that's what kept you going, is the fact that there was this concern of safety. More than desire to go.
That's what motivated me.
Yeah, more than the desire to go. It's like, I need to be in a place that's safe. I need to be in a place that's also a place that cares about human rights. That was most important to you. That was wonderful because it drove you even when you felt like, I don't want to do none of this.
There were days where I absolutely hated the whole thing. there were days where I was nothing but scared. What if I don't like it?
Yeah.
What if it goes wrong?
Yeah.
I was so anxious. There was actually this really beautiful moment. This one time, I was up so late at night for no reason, and I was straight panicking about what turned out to be nothing. But at the time, it was so bad I was panicking. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Nate, who usually sleeps very early, Nate sends a text. Hey, you up right now? And I'm like, yeah. Why are you up? So it turns out he can't sleep also. And after a little bit of venting about what I was scared about to him, he goes, oh man, I'm really sorry all that's happening. Anyway, want a game? And usually I'd roll my eyes or make fun of him. But this time I'm like, you know what? All right, I need it. Let's get on the game for a little bit at 3 a.m. my time. And we play this game called Elden Ring Night Rain. And it's a bit time consuming, and a round of it can really go either way. So a lot of the time, you'll do really well for almost the entire round, almost the whole hour that a round can go on. And then right at the end, you'll lose. And that can be really frustrating. But this time, on Elden Ring Night Rain, we do so well together. It was genuinely completely effortless. Back to back, 2 completely effortless rounds. First try for both of them. And in that moment, I just felt this elation, obviously. I was excited that we won on this trial that we've been struggling at for weeks now. But even more than that, I felt this peace. And I felt almost as if above my monitor, there was just outside of my vision this really peaceful golden glow. And as though it were washing over me. And first of all, Nate, thanks so much. That you probably don't remember it. I barely remember it, but that night really meant a lot to me. I needed that at that moment. But Nate being up at that moment to ask to play video games, and that normally quite difficult video game being completely effortless twice in a row, I feel in some way that was God going, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
Stop panicking. What are you worried about? I got you.
So that means to me that there's always been someone that God uses at the moment of
Always.
need. And I also want to say something about Ryan Tran.
Hi, Ryan.
Thank you so much for being part of us. You are one of our team, and you keep us organized. The website you created for us is on top. Thank you so much. And you, Lily, for supporting him. We love you guys.
Take care of each other, she and I have the vision, yeah, but Ryan is just pure execution, pure know-how, and we needed that really desperately.
Yeah,
All the vision in the world doesn't mean anything if we don't know how to start.
that is for sure.
And I believe quite strongly it was God that had us cross paths because, I mean, I don't really know what she was doing working at that airport. Ryan, buddy, what were you doing there?
I know, right? I know, for real. Also, before we get to the prayer to say thank you to God for always, constantly, not just always, constantly providing a person or persons for the moment of need. I also want to say thank you to the guys, Erisera Podcast Lab. We literally just got here. We literally just got here. We actually,
it's only been a month recently.
Monday finished a month. And we knew we wanted to start a podcast / travel vlog, because in fact we wanted to start a travel vlog going to Japan, and then now we ended up in Portugal. But we knew, and then we were trying to figure out how to when we get to Portugal, knowing nobody and all of that. And then from San Francisco, I saw your posting, you guys, on Instagram as I was following everything about Ericeira. And I followed you guys and I started to learn about what you do. And so we knew when we came, the first thing we needed to do is to contact you guys and sign up for your help and to sign up. But after signing up, we're figuring out you do just so much more, not just the studio, but you provide the expertise to go with that. And what a wonderful thing that, in fact, God has provided for us so that we have a vehicle to drive the message, really sharing our story. I'm not saying message because it sounds like I have a particular message or specific, something important from God.
But
no,
really just
it's
to
to share our story as a family who just figuring out life every day.
Figuring it out.
Not trying to be expertise
Exactly.
of living, but rather to stumble and also share the stumbling moments and share the stressful moments, sharing the joy as well.
Exactly.
All of these things. But we are so excited to be here in Ericeira working with these guys, Ericeira Podcast Lab. And we know that our vision and dream is to travel around Europe. We do not know who is going to support us then, but we trust that you guys are going to be with us. I don't care where we are. We're going to have to figure out a way how to continue like this, because we just wanted to shout out, whoever needs help, please do not hesitate. Come to these guys. Whether it's podcasting or just editing, they know what to do.
They know what they're doing.
So we wanted to say thank you. And we are praying for you to prosper, to continue to spread your wings, and to be sustained, so that we will always find you and others who need to find you just like us.
Guys, really, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So do you have a scripture to close our episode for today?
I had an idea for this topic that I wrote down earlier. Let me see if I still got it. Because really, this feels an important one. Because it's the sincerity we're after. It hasn't been all daisies, There's been a lot of times I hated this whole process. A lot of times I got nervous, I got scared, and I felt like I was alone in a desert,
Yeah.
Obviously, again, all very first world problems. By all measures, we are extremely fortunate, but that doesn't just erase anxiety.
Yeah, it doesn't. I also want people to know that this podcast is not about professionals.
We're amateurs among amateurs.
It's also not about pretense of trying to show our lives as like this grand mastery. No.
Look at how glamorous.
If anything, it's the complete opposite. We're just here to share generally our journey, and we're inviting you to journey with us. Just be part of our community, and also in that to show that we are not believers that are pious, and like we show that for sure God is gonna. Sometimes we have our own doubts, but it's been helpful to know that prayer. Sometimes I'm praying, I don't really know if God is going to answer, or even I hear that maybe he will answer. I don't really know how long is God's timing. Maybe I need it now, all of these things. But this is about that, all of that, being vulnerable, being showing the joy, showing the sadness, showing the frustration, also showing the grief that we still carry every day.
Every day. It doesn't go away. It just changes shape after a while.
Yes, it does.
I find often before I used to get angry at how long God would take to answer some prayers of mine. But I've found that the universe is very delicate, and our Creator has learned to have a delicate touch.
I love that.
Perhaps what I need right now is a giant snowball. But God will just give me one snowflake.
And you're like, really?
And I'm like, you being for real right now? But then another snowflake comes. Then another, and then another. And then you've got a tiny little thing of snow. And after a while, you roll that around in even more snow. there's the giant snowball. You do get what you need eventually. But God is very careful not to upset the balance of other things in doing so. We are a little bit nearsighted, perhaps, or short-sighted in our demands. We don't know what we want, but we want whatever it is right now.
Yeah. What do you say about something you said, like, Earth is a classroom, or what was that? I feel like that's, you still have to learn in that patience.
All of life is a classroom. And one of the many reasons we are here is to study.
And we are doing that right now.
That's what we're doing.
Studying.
We're studying.
There's no pass mark, is it?
I sure hope not.
No graduation? You're done. Here's the certificate. No?
I would certainly
Ongoing.
not do too well. So
Ongoing.
it's ongoing, I think. Even beyond the mortal level. I'm sure there's so much more to learn. But in all of this anxiety and all of this stress, the book of Psalms particularly.
I love the Psalms.
I love Psalms. Most especially the Psalms of David, King David, have brought so much peace and comfort to me, because almost all of the Psalms of David come from when he was alone in the desert, fleeing his king whom he loved like his own father. And he needed that peace more than anything. So I did have it written down, thankfully. I'd like to read Psalm 143, starting from verse 8. Let me hear of your steadfast love in the morning, for in you I put my trust. Teach me the way I should go, for to you I lift up my soul. And I think that's a really beautiful thing, that in that moment, David was asking, God, where do I go? I need to know what the next step is. I can't just wander in this desert. I don't know how to survive here.
For
on
how
my
long?
own. When David was brought to water, it was because God did so. When David found food, it was because God brought it to him. And I mean, sure, there were external factors beyond that. But who gets that ball rolling in the first place, do you think?
That's right. You said something about manna earlier. Yes, I wanna hear that.
Yesterday, so in a lot of fantasy settings, especially Japanese fantasy settings, JRPGs they're often called, the video games, there's this sort of a meter that tracks how much magic you have to use magical spells. And often that's called mana or mana. And I told my friends on the first or second week of being here, I've run out of mana. Someone get me a potion, please. But the thing about that word mana, it also is a word that refers to the divine bread that God literally dropped from the sky for the Hebrews in the desert during Moses' time. It was all they could sustain themselves with on a lot of days, because they were wandering a desert. And though they found it bland, which, what flavor should divine bread even really be?
Maybe like honey, I would hope.
I would hope. It sustained them when they really needed something.
There's no peri-peri.
There's no peri-peri. Someone get them some Tabasco.
Something.
But they needed that manna or mana. And God provided.
All the time.
Not in the way perhaps they wanted, but God provided. I saw this meme not that long ago. That was, I don't hope, I don't beg, I don't manifest, I pray. And if I don't get it, then I didn't need it.
That's comforting thing to say. Let's pray.
Let's pray.
Father God, we thank you for this conversation in our kitchen table, sharing our not so important conversation, but important to us. And we just pray that whomever get to come across and listen, our friends who are asking, we're ready to listen. Let them enjoy, if anything, the conversation and to hear what was going on inside within us, so not what they were seeing outside. And we thank God for each and every one of you who supported us and encouraged us, even questioned us. You had the right to question if we were sane for living a country that seems to be milk and honey. Now that we know it's no longer the same, maybe the milk is kind of gone sour. So we want you to know that we are here. We're believing that milk and honey is in Portugal right now. Maybe wherever you are, God led, maybe your milk and honey and bread, manna, is there too. Even when you are stationary, wherever you are, we pray that God provides you with manna when you are in need. God, we just bless you now, God. We thank you for giving us life. We thank you for giving us that thirst of wanting to go and experience and learn and not be satisfied with just being stationary and with a normal 9-to-5 job, but to be thirsty to learn and experience life while we're living. We learned this from my husband, Jeff. He lived well. Even though God took him, we felt like it was too soon. He really lived well. If we could learn something from him, is that live fully. Get out, learn something, do something. Don't be satisfied with just an everyday that's normal. What is normal, after all, he would say. So God, we are thirsty to go out to learn about your ways in every single human being or creation, whatever way they believe, whatever way they live. We want to learn about that and see if we can take that and incorporate it to our lives. And maybe as we learn, some people who are joining us in this journey might learn as well and maybe change if they need to or help if they need to. We want to help. We want to participate. We want to be out. We want to be healthy. We want to be full of joy. We want to love like you love when you walk on earth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. That was a very good prayer.
Thank you for being here with me tonight.
Thank you for being here with me today.